Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm a little late today. Hope that you're all doing well. Having a great day. Give me just 1 second to finish setting up real quick. All right. Just 1 second. Sorry. All right. Here we go. All right. Well, welcome, everyone. Let me say hello to everyone real quick. It's been a while, and we've had some big news come out since last Tuesday. I did talk a little bit about the election with my members on Wednesday, but hey, sweetie darling Lulu, Tana, Lindy, Sweet Mimi, Google, Sweet and Salty. Hi, Karen, Mountain Dancer. All right. Well, we'll see you later, Tana. Hi, Jamie Johnson. All right. Cold Toes, Karen Lewis, Sharp Lisa. Hello, everyone. And now the chat's starting to pick up. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about. Yeah, I did just hear about that missile in Poland. We'll definitely have to check that out. So lots of stuff to talk about. Just a couple of housekeeping before we start. If you have a question, go ahead and write it in all caps with a couple emojis. Try to get to as many questions as possible today. I will be on Mel's channel this Thursday, so it will be pre-recorded, I believe. So keep an eye out for that. I'm already almost halfway to my next goal of 6,000 subscribers. So if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up. It really helps get my channel out there on YouTube. Really appreciate all of that. And I do have some openings as well for readings or Reiki. If anybody's interested in that, you can email me at kevinlovingvibrations@gmail.com, or you can text me at 440-376-4088. I have all of that information in the description box. And also, I believe next Monday or Tuesday, we'll be doing my weekly members live stream. If anybody would like to sign up with that, I will post that in the chat. But just some perks with the memberships if anybody's interested. I'd like to do monthly collective pick a crystal readings. I like to do like a weekly collective read for everybody. And then we can get into some personal mini reads or political, spiritual questions. And I'm also starting to do some group Reiki work as well. I'll be doing Reiki next week. So let me see. I'm just going to put it in the chat. No pressure. If you're able to join or would like to join, please do. But yeah, we'd love to have you if you'd like to join. All right. Thank you, Christine. All right, and I'll click on that. All right, perfect. So with the election results last week, like I said, I haven't talked since the election. There's definitely was some disappointments there. I think a lot of us psychics didn't get everything quite 100%. For my Senate list, if Warnock wins the runoff, which I think he will, I think I will miss 4. I calculated it. If he wins, be like 87.8% correct with the Senate. The governor races I was a little bit more off with, but yeah, definitely we had a lot of people come out to vote in certain states, but I do feel California and New York, a lot of the blue states, maybe the turnout wasn't the most. I think states where women really came out was because of Roe, where Republicans were trying to put stuff in their constitutions, or it was a little bit more of a swing state. So yeah, the House has not yet been determined. I I don't know. I feel like it might just go a seat or two to the Republicans. I'm not giving out hope on the Democrats just yet, but I'll just say with that too, you know, really, I'm not picking up anything scary. I'm really calm. I think everything's really going to be okay, even if they do take a seat or two. I do feel some Republicans are going to have to leave early, and if they take the House, um, I don't think it will be too long until maybe the power shifts back to Democrats, because I think if they won, it would only be by a seat or two. It would be a very narrow majority. And I think the Republican Party, Trump's announcing his run tonight. I think that that's going to be he's going to get really combative with a lot of Republicans. So we're really going to start to see the party flip on each other. Um, I've been saying that for a long time. I felt like the Republican Party was going to implode into two groups, and we're really going to see that. I actually think that some, more moderate, sane Republicans will actually work across the aisle with Democrats. I don't feel McCarthy as speaker coming in. I'll just say that if he does become speaker, it's for a very short while, but he won't be able to control his caucus if he does get in. So those are just some of my thoughts, trying to catch up from last week. Let me go through these questions, and we can get started on some of the reading. Well, that's just a projection, CC, and even still, that's only a 3-seat win. I don't think it will be by much if they do win. But let's keep the hope for Democrats that we can keep the House. Like I said, if I was feeling really scared or nervous about it, I would tell you all, and I feel really, weirdly enough, very calm. I really think everything's going to be okay. Yeah, I was kind of talking about that a little bit, Corey. Oh, and I won't go into a lot of cheating because I'm not allowed to on YouTube, but I will just put it out there. I don't think Ron DeSantis won Florida by 20 points. I don't think that that's possible. Oh, and Carrie Lake lost last night. That was awesome as well. I was a little nervous about that race. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. Well, I think the holdup on indictments, I think they were waiting for the election, the midterms to happen. Garland didn't want to give the extremists really something to really rile them up before the election and really get their base to turn out to vote. So I definitely feel some indictments coming soon. It might be after the Georgia runoff. Timing's always a little hard. I haven't seen who I think the speaker is going to be, Mountain Dancer. I do feel a male is going to come in, but I don't. McCarthy's does not feel strong to me. Like I said, if he gets it, it's going to be for a short while. Yes, and these videos are always for entertainment purposes only. Thank you. All right. Yes, it was a huge relief. That one was really kind of hard to pick up on. I was feeling Kitty Hobbs would just barely eke out a win. I mean, she's got a comfortable, a decent, comfortable lead as of right now. But yeah, there was something weird about Arizona. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and get started on some of the questions. Tana asked, who's going to be the first to be indicted and when? Thank you. I kind of was just going into that a little bit. I do see Trump getting indicted. But I think when the indictments come, I feel like there's going to be two sets of indictments. The first one I feel like is going to be Trump, and maybe some of those really close to around him. Maybe some I can't think of his name. Maybe Eastman. It feels like there's like three of them that might get indicted on the first one, and then I do feel shortly after, maybe at the beginning of the year, a bigger group. I feel maybe some Congress members being indicted in that group for the J6. Yes, we will look at the missiles hitting Poland. I just literally just heard about that. But I'll throw a couple cards on it, but I do feel an indictment's definitely coming for Trump very soon. No, I do not see Jim Jordan as speaker. Let's not even put that energy out there, you guys. Like I told you, it does not feel scary even if Republicans do take the House to me. I really feel like it's all going to be okay. It'll be short-lived anyway. I'm still trying to figure out, because the energy just feels a little weird with that. I still don't even get a strong feeling that Republicans will take the House, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. The energy is really kind of weird, like I said. Maybe that's because some indictments come, or some people are forced to step down before the new session comes in, or very shortly after. Yes, let's keep it positive. It's all going to be okay, you guys. And if anything, maybe it's more lessons to be learned for the Republican parties before 2024. Maybe we kind of need them to take the House to really implode and things to get really ugly for their party, so that we win, the next couple elections into the future. All right. Yeah, indictments are definitely coming. And I feel like it's three people. Three people are heartbroken from it. Seeing if Trump didn't come up in these cards. I mean, technically, he can be the King of Swords who came up because he's a Gemini, but he usually always comes through with the King of Pentacles. But really interesting enough, I don't know if I think it's definitely people around Trump, those close to him. This this guy looks strangely like Junior. But yeah, we have action happening, some death, a change, an ending, and here's that indictment coming out. I feel like it's a group of three for the next one, and it feels like it might be in December. Timing's always a little hard, you guys. But yeah, it's going to be very burdensome for them. A lot of stress. A lot of them are going to have to turn their backs and walk away. Maybe even flipping. Secrets in the past being exposed and coming to light. So that's what I get. I do feel Trump is going to be indicted very soon. All right. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. Hi, Clarence. I haven't seen you in a while. Very good point, Googler. Feels like we've weathered the storm and now comes all the hard work of rebuilding stronger. Absolutely. I don't think it's going to be that much hard work for us, to be completely honest with you. I think Republicans are going to do a really great job tearing each other up and really dividing their party. Yeah, the turnout in New York and California is kind of low, and had it been a little bit more exciting or more momentum in those two states, Democrats would have definitely kept the House. Yeah, I'm gonna read on that right now, Joel. Okay. So, what will happen to Russia now that they have had missiles land in Poland and killed two people? Okay, I didn't hear about any deaths with it, and I don't think they've confirmed that it was Russia, but I do feel it was Russia. I mean, I don't think that surprises any of us. I'm sure we all kind of know. Yep, I'm gonna look at it right now. They have not called the House yet, Mimi. Let's stay positive on it. I told you it feels very weird. I don't feel intuitively Republicans get it. So Democrats very well could. Maybe those indictments happen before the new Congress comes in. All right. I do think it was intentional, this missile strike. Was it a like I said, I literally just got home right before I came live, so I really didn't have a chance to watch. Was it a grain supplies place in was it a grain warehouse in Poland that was striked? It was a farm. Okay. Grain processing. That's what I thought. Oh wow. I definitely feel like it was intentional from Russia. I think it was part of their ploy to see what they could get away with, and also it probably would affect Ukraine if they mess with their food supply, especially in the winter months. Um, yeah, definitely. There's a lot more information coming out about this. The world is watching. There will be a response to this. Now, as I've told you before, I don't feel NATO going into Ukraine and it really escalating that much, but NATO will definitely make a response to this action. But in the future, there's some retreat. This can also be like taking a step back and really analyzing what's going on. The government is coming in, but I think with this retreat too, maybe it was a reaction to them losing the Kherson and Putin really just trying to, you know, um, to really affect them because he was upset that they lost. But I do see Russia continuing to retreat. I don't feel Putin's going to be in there for much longer. No, I don't feel an attack, but they will respond to it, Joel. I don't feel that would trigger things into World War III, and I don't feel we're going to get into that. If anything, I think that the war in Ukraine is starting to fizzle up and wrap up. Putin's not going to be in the picture for much longer, maybe a couple more months. Yeah, it's a time for us to be, just to be patient, be strong. Um, yeah, there's a bit of fighting back and forth, but I don't this isn't like a lot of action. There is some. It's more like petty arguing. There's conversations being had, disagreements, um, but things are coming back to balance here soon for us. Definitely a lot more news coming out about this. I do think it was intentional. There will be a world response to it. All right. It's really interesting too because on my members live last night, I was picking up that, and it's mostly personal over there, but with just our collective week energy, it did feel like some big news was coming out on the world stage, and I thought it was Ukraine related. I think this was it. Yeah, maybe that's it, Joel. I definitely see a lot more money and resources and weaponry going to Ukraine. Maybe that's the response. Yeah, but I don't see full out war. Thank you, Viviani, for entertainment purposes only. All right. Now, was there more missile strikes in Kiev too? Yeah, yeah. Putin's really upset about losing that city. Like I said, he's not going to be in the picture for much longer. Yeah, but Mimi McCarthy, even if McCarthy does become speaker, which I don't feel he will, it's going to be so he's not going to be able to control his party. It's literally fracturing. Um, yeah, he's not going to be able to have that kind of power. I just don't see it working. Yeah, and Ukraine will join NATO. Absolutely, Blue Tarot. I don't know how. Right. Sorry, I'm just going through the chat. CNN says McCarthy is one Speaker of the House. No, he has not. They're still counting the votes, and a lot of Republicans don't want McCarthy to be their leader. I'm sorry. Yeah, he does not have 218 votes. He is going to have the hardest time, even if he does become Speaker, getting anything done. Like I said, if I really feel okay with it, you guys, even if the House does go to the GOP, I think it will be short lived. I really do. And I do think that some Republicans are tired of, the Trump train and all the extreme, the extremism. And I do see some moderate and independent Republican types voting with Democrats and not continuing to be obstructionists. All right. Lynn asks, will Hollywood, South, and Georgia move out as they promised due to Kemp winning? Stacey convinced them to wait. If she won, she could have reversed the insane pro-life laws here. I do feel like they're going to move. Is there any talk about where they would move to? I don't know. I don't know where they would move all the filming to, but North Carolina just kind of came in to me for this one. That will be kind of hard to throw cards on, but I do feel I don't think that they're going to stay. I'm getting a guess they'll move out. Okay, I don't know. North Carolina just came to me, so maybe they'll move to North Carolina. It feels like it's up north from Georgia, but yeah, I do feel them moving, Glenn. Oh, a lot of Republicans don't even want McConnell as their leader anymore. I often felt that after the midterms, I felt like McConnell might resign, or maybe somebody else would come in as um, their leader in the Senate. Is there a possibility they try to get Liz Cheney in as leader? You mean as speaker, Jan? I don't see Liz Cheney as speaker. I feel a man coming in. Yeah, and if that's the case too, Cece says internal GOP poll on McCarthy 188 to 31, 31 no votes is good. Yeah, and even I think that if he had the majority of votes, he would win. But McCarthy's really going to have to work with Democrats to get anything done because he's not going to have the votes with the extreme MAGA people. That's what I'm saying. It's really going to be okay. If even if McCarthy is in there, I don't see that working out for too long. Oops. Yeah, speaker. No, I don't see Liz as speaker. I'm sorry, Jan. I think Liz will be part of really the rebuild of the new Republican Party. Um, like I said, it's going to take a couple election cycles. We're kind of starting to witness. Well, we've kind of seen a little bit of before the midterms, but the party is really going to implode. Trump is going to go crazy on all the Republicans. We're really going to see them get divided. They'll destroy themselves. Linda, I've kind of answered this. I don't see extremely clearly who's going to win. Um, I think they're showing that Republicans will probably take it, but for some reason I don't as when I ask, I don't get a strong yes. Republicans are going to take the House. I still feel like no, they're not going to. Maybe something happens in the meantime, or even if they do take the House, maybe it's just for a really short time because I'm really not feeling that very strongly. So, oh, we have almost 350 people watching. Thank you all so much. Yeah, the Freedom Caucus is killing the GOP. Thank you, Joel. Yeah, I agree. I'm not a big, Liz Cheney did the right thing to be one of the few Republicans to stand up for January 6th. But yeah, at the end of the day, she's extremely conservative, and I do feel it with her too. It's all about power. I think she does want to be part of this new Republican Party and being a leader in that party. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a wild ride the next couple months. You know what, too? And maybe this is why I haven't completely seen it yet. I think we're still in some of that residual eclipse energy where it really clouds things up to see what's happening. Um, I know everybody was really upset, as the election results were coming out, that, there were some disappointing results for us. But, after a few days, we really kind of started to see, Democrats did a lot better than projected. And really historically, um, the party in power loses seats. That's just kind of kind of what happened was unprecedented. Um, so yeah, Democrats definitely came out to vote, even if we lose the House by a seat or two. So we have to celebrate those accomplishments. Sure, there were disappointments with it, but I really feel like it's going to be okay, you guys. I would tell you if I felt like everything was going to hell in a handbasket. I don't feel that at all. Yeah, it's really interesting too because I do feel like some of the energy shifted because I was feeling like a lot of maybe some violence and um, riots and protests, and we really haven't seen any of that. And I think it's just because Republicans are so disappointed. They really thought they had it in the bag, and the fact that we way overperformed expectations, that there's really no way that they can say that we cheated in that, or take that vote away from the American people. So yeah, I think there's some protests, but I also felt too if there was any violence, the FBI was really going to be on top of it and really, um, keeping an eye out for that kind of stuff. So sorry, you guys, just trying to keep up with everything. Okay, all right. Deborah asks, "What's the future of gerrymandering?" I've said for a while I do feel like there is going to be a lot of like election reform. I think it might actually what I'm feeling in the future is that the political party won't have any say in how the maps are drawn up in states. It feels like it's like a independent, like a federal independent commission coming in and really making it make sense. Where because Democrats gerrymander too. Um, I mean, we both kind of do it. Republicans are definitely a lot more extreme with the gerrymandering, but I do see like an independent commission coming in to draw up all the state, the state districts with that. It feels like it's out there a little bit, maybe 2 to 4 years. But yeah, there's definitely going to be some. It's going to be a lot more fair, and I think Democrats are going to actually. It's going to be hard for them to lose with them drawn fairly. So, all right. Yeah, Michigan did awesome. Pennsylvania too this election. Yes, I do feel that there's going Florida and Texas will be looked at. Like I said, I'm not going to get too much into it. I can't talk about really things being, get too much into the details with that because YouTube has been really kind of weird about that kind of stuff. Talking about cheating and stuff like that. So I'm not going to get into the details, but yeah, like I said before, I don't think the Satan won Florida by 20 points. I'll just say that. No, thank you so much, Jay Roberts. Blessings. Okay. Oh. All right. So regarding Elon and the potential bankruptcy of Twitter, was the bankruptcy planned all along to get foreign actors like Saudi Arabia, China, etc., to buy him out and take it over? I'm getting a no with that. Um, I think Musk was kind of forced into it. I do feel like Musk has foreign ties, and that were really kind of wanting him to purchase it, and maybe got some help that way. But I don't see it for foreign countries to buy and take it over. I really don't think that Twitter. I see Twitter going to the ground. I'm sorry. Big mistake for Musk. I mean, a lot of us psychics, myself included, said I never actually even felt that he would actually be able would buy Twitter. I felt like it was all kind of just talk, and then he was trying to back out of it. I think he was kind of forced into it, but really trying to use it as a platform so people can kind of say whatever they want, and there's no consequences for that. But a lot of celebrities are already leaving Twitter. A lot of people are really starting to leave Twitter. He's starting to make um, people, I think, like buy memberships for it, to pay for Twitter, and I don't see a lot of people doing that. So I really kind of see Twitter, tanking it. There is some kind of foreign activity, and I think it's more with Musk's connections, but I don't see it as a plan for other countries to buy into it. I'll take. Let me throw some cards on McCarthy. Thank you so much, Hilda. Blessings. Let's look at McCarthy. I don't feel McCarthy being speaker. I'm sorry, I don't. Or if he is, maybe it's. I've always felt McCarthy going down. Yeah, Elon is all ego. Let's use this deck. Oh wow, guys! Can't even believe it's already been almost 40 minutes being on here. Time's really kind of flown by. And maybe Nancy will stay speaker, but I do feel like if by some miracle Democrats do keep the House, um, I do think Nancy's going to decide to retire from speaker shortly afterwards. I've always felt like the next Democratic speaker, we've got a really good feeling about Jamie Raskin or was it Hakeem Jeffries? Those two guys really stand out to me. I don't think it was projected that Ron Johnson won Wisconsin by 20 points. I think it was much closer. I'm actually very shocked that Johnson won. I think like a year or two ago, I saw him out. And just because these people win now doesn't mean that they don't have to leave early in the future. I don't see Rick Scott as speaker either. Or was it Rick Scott? He's in the Senate. I think Rick Scott is he in the Senate? He's the Senate from Florida, right? Oh, 1 point. Yeah, it was 1 point. It was really close in Wisconsin. Anyway. I know a lot of people have said that they felt like maybe Adam Schiff would be speaker, which I think he would be a great speaker, but I don't feel speaker energy around him. But I do feel like something maybe even bigger. I definitely feel like something big for Schiff, but I don't think it's speaker. Oh, that's interesting. All right, so McCarthy. It's interesting the couple cards that came flying out. Because he got lost coming out. And I'm getting also to be hopeful because justice is coming in for us, you guys. Justice can be very close to things balancing, but he's got lost, defeat. Like I said, if he becomes speaker, I feel like it's very short-lived. Have hope, you guys. So I'm saying I haven't quite pinpoint what's going to happen, but a big part of me does not feel Republicans are going to take the House. Justice. Could be those indictments coming in. There's judgment coming in. Cloudy. I have Nancy coming in as I asked, will Kevin McCarthy be Speaker? The future, we have Nancy Pelosi. Nancy's an Aries. She comes through as a Queen of Wands. That's really interesting. We have a bad judgment against McCarthy, or some kind of announcement coming out of energy crossing illusion, things not being clear. Something wasn't clear. There was something that we haven't seen yet, but an announcement coming out about that. I think it's going to take a little bit of time. And even last Tuesday, I read on it if the House was going to be seated in January, and I got to know, like, if all the races were going to be called. Something felt really wonky about that to me. Yeah, because temperance, be patient. We have Nancy in the future. We're we're getting out of the turbulent water and moving into calmer shores. And so I'm saying, you guys, I feel really okay. We have the Chariot, so they're in some actions. So quick moving actions, secrets coming out. I don't think McCarthy's going to be Speaker. I really don't. It would take a miracle, though, from just the percentages of the rest of the House rates for Democrats to win. But that's really interesting. Yeah, I know she's very worried about her husband, and Nancy's husband, I don't think is doing really all that well from the attack. I think he's going to need continued care. Yeah, Nancy's, I mean, obviously heartbroken. I mean, if you've seen her lately, you can just tell energetically she's just so tired, and I think she's kind of had enough too. I think that was really too far for her. I definitely have said all along, I do feel some people in the Congress, and I feel like even maybe a senator or two um, will be indicted and will have to leave. But I don't feel like I feel like that's later on. I don't feel like that's happening quite yet. Maybe the indictments, but them leaving. But yes, have faith, you guys, because we got Nancy coming in as Speaker in the future. Yeah, of course, it was too far for most people. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. It's going to take time for them to be convicted before they'd actually really have to leave. But something's coming up. Maybe it's the DOJ knowing some fishy things that happened and exposing those, and those results changing. No, Nancy's tired, and I think she's ready to kind of move on a little bit. I mean, she's been a great leader, um, but it is. I've said it for a while. I do think Democrats need new leadership coming in. No, I do not see Trump as Speaker of the House. They might talk about it. That's not going to ever happen. Oh, just wait. Trump is going to chew up to Satan. You know what I honestly feel like? I feel like if you know, I Trump's probably going to announce today. I feel like he's going to attack some Republicans today too. It's going to be kind of crazy what happens. We'll look at that next. Trump's announcement, but even if he wasn't voted in the primaries, I think he thinks right now he would actually run as an independent, and it would just totally destroy the Republicans in 2024. But I don't see him running for president. So, but I think that's his plan he's got right now. Yeah, I feel like if Trump's like, if you don't pick me as your leader, I'm destroying the whole party, setting the whole party on fire. Yeah, I don't quite know how Nancy becomes speaker again, you guys. Maybe, have keep that faith with the House. I feel like it's gonna be super close. Yeah, I feel good about Hakeem Jeffries. I feel really good about, like I said, Raskin too. Yeah. All right. All right, let's look at Trump's announcement today. I think I want to use this deck. Yeah, Trump's gonna lose his mind later. Trump is so angry, you guys. I bet you all of his housekeepers are hiding the ketchup bottles. If he doesn't announce today, which I think he is, this announcement's really to rile up support to get his to get Republicans to fall in line behind him. A lot of them have had it. Yeah, he knows that a lot of Republicans have had it with him being their leader. Why won't Trump just go away? God. Yeah, he refused to move on. He's just so stuck. I told you for a while. I feel like mentally he's in a cloud around. I've often felt like some kind of dementia with Trump because I always get this card from when I use this deck. We have the death card coming in, so he knows that the Republicans are desperate for change. They want a new start for their party. They want to rebuild. Um, yeah, they want to change it. They don't want Trump as leader because they know that they can't win anymore. I do think it's going to be an announcement for him running because he's trying to get support. He also there's so much stress from all the legal things. I think he honestly thinks that if he runs, he won't be indicted. Like it will make things become easier. Um, but he's not doing the work that he needs to be successful for the party. This is normally like doing all that work and then waiting for the ship to come in. It's reversed. So yeah, he's just kind of like depressed. His ego's very hurt right now. The Ace of Cups reversed. Yeah, very angry, like angry emotional right now. I do think that he might even try to rile up his base, like inciting, get them all worked up. Probably talked about how things were, Republicans were cheated out of midterms. This is kind of like the mercenary for sale. So I feel like yeah, he might get his base worked up. This is him. This is normally trying to move on, walking away from things that aren't serving you, um, and heading into a new direction. It's reversed. He's unable to move on. Yeah, he's got some Four of Swords. This is the coffin card in the regular tarot. It's reversed. Yeah, he's defeated though. He's very much stuck in his head. It's like a dark. He's like inside a tornado. Like his mind just doesn't stop. For entertainment purposes only. And we all know that he likes his Adderall too. So that kind of like spinning, whirling, just very much trapped in his head. And yeah, nostalgia reverse. So there's no returning to the past for him. But I think it's about his ego being bruised, and he's just unable to just kind of walk away and to leave. His ego won't let him. Oh, 45 will definitely split the GOP up. I'm just hoping that he doesn't incite violence today. And he's in really bad health too. Um, yeah, that's a good point, Jan. He has narcissistic injury right now. He won't let go and is at his most dangerous. I agree. But I also get a strong hit too, and I've said it for a while. He's really not in good health. I would actually, I don't do death predictions, but I'd actually kind of be surprised if he were alive come November 2024. Yeah, he won't go away. Thank you so much. Blessings. Very sweet. Thank you. And I feel like Donald Trump does won't even run, but maybe like announce that he runs. When it actually comes to putting things together to start a campaign, he doesn't do it. I don't know. It feels kind of weird with that. All right, you guys. Oh, this is really interesting too. So on to Beto, um, or Beto. I'm sorry. Um, I was getting the best cards for him, um, and I mean, obviously, we know how the results came, and like I said too, we won't get into some of the nefarious things that happened behind the scenes, but I'll just tell you, even before I started my channel, I've always got the strongest feeling that Beto would be a senator, and never really resonated with me as governor. Now, like I said, the energy felt like it maybe changed, and maybe he should have um, gotten that position as governor. But I still and always have felt senator for Beto, and I felt like he would be one to take out Cruz. I think Cruz is up in 2024, but I do think that I've honestly felt that he should have won both elections in the past. So even 2020, I think I was feeling Texas being purple with bluish tints to it. So, and the same with Stacey. I mean, she really has tried so hard in Georgia, and really we have Stacey to thank for Georgia going blue the last two elections. You know, but I do feel if I still am picking up Senate for Beto. So I still feel the student loan relief coming through. I feel like it may be. I know it's been kind of delayed right now, um, but I do think. Excuse me. I do think that I think Biden will appeal this judge's decision, and I do see it coming through. It feels like in the springtime of next year. I still feel pretty good about the student loan relief. Oh, that's interesting. You know what? I feel like Pete Buttigieg is. Um, I feel like he may become Secretary of State in the next, presidential term, and I do feel he will be vice president, possibly president out in the future. I do have a strong. Pete Buttigieg definitely has a huge career in politics. But yeah, for some reason, if it's not next time, I do feel Secretary of State for him, and eventually he'll be a VP candidate. It doesn't feel like it's too far out there either. Yeah, and with Stacey too, I feel like I don't know if I see her running for governor again. Maybe she goes for the Senate too, like Beto. I feel, but I do feel like she's going to head some things for Democrats. Maybe like head of the Democratic Party, like the DNC, or something to do with elections. She's got something. It feels like it's around the Democratic Party, but then I do think in the future she may decide to run as a senator too. I feel good about Warnock winning his runoff. I do feel he will win. Um, and the thing Republicans really don't want before the runoff is Trump announcing he's running for president, because that is really going to get Democrats out to vote and even some independents. Um, I've always felt though, who's the other senator from Georgia? Um, Not Warnock, the other one. I can't think of his name right now. Um, I was getting the feeling like he may only be a one-term senator. Like that seat, I think he's up in 2026. That seat may go to the Republicans that election, but maybe it's like the election after Stacey runs and wins it back. So it feels like it's out there a little bit. Yeah, I feel like the student loan will be appealed, and I feel it going through still. Yeah, I get strong VP vibes for Buddhalicious, as Linda G would say. Buddha Judge. Yeah, I feel Stacey might lead like the DNC or some kind of big committee or something. Ossoff was the other senator from Georgia. I feel like he'll only be a one-term senator. All right, been on for about an hour. Let me go through some of these questions real quick. That's a good one. Hilda has Bobert. She may win. I've always felt she was going to lose, but if, if she does win, I don't think she'll be in there long. She was definitely involved. She was one of the big key players I see getting in trouble. Let me ask the pendulum. I've read on this before. I felt she was going to lose. I know it's very close. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm getting a no that she's not going to win. I think that race is pretty much almost all the votes have been counted in that. Um, but like I said, if she does get in, it won't be for very long. I've always felt like she wasn't going to get in. I know that I think she's leading by 1,000 or 2,000 votes. All right. Oh, there's another update due on that race on Thursday. Thank you, Karen. She's up 2,000 votes. Yeah. Yeah, I feel no too. That's what I'm saying. Maybe we'll get some good news on Thursday. All right. Thank you, Karen. And maybe that's a surprise. I do feel some surprises coming in for Democrats. Maybe that's one of them. Um, where maybe Democrats do win the House. I think that they're pretty much projecting now that I think Biden even said that he thinks that the Republicans are gonna win. That's what I'm saying. The energy just feels really weird with that. It's still not super clear to me. Um, but like I said, I read on earlier. We saw Nancy Pelosi coming in the future. So yeah, I already read on that, Janice. All right, let's look at Democrats. Will Democrats be happy by Christmas? That's interesting, the card that just came out. I still don't think it's going to be clear by Christmas, you guys. The energy's so weird with this. Yeah. Wow, that's really weird. I was saying I don't think come January when the new Congress is supposed to come in, I think there'll be some things that haven't been decided still, or maybe something's coming out where they'll have to recheck some of these races. Feels like it's after Christmas when the good news happens. Yeah, it's like being patient. And it's interesting too because I got Russia coming in through this. As I was shuffling, I got some really weird and kind of disturbing cards. We had the Tower come out when I asked if Democrats would. Thank you so much to Cold Toast Blessing. When Democrats, if they'd be happy, there's something unexpected. It's going to be a bit chaotic, and we had the Devil come out with it too. So some kind of bad plan maybe being revealed, and it's like there's like a recount or something very unexpected. Yeah, because things are so cloudy. It by Christmas, it's not going to be clear who won. Things are very kind of like we can't see through these clouds. Like I said too, I have Russia coming in, but I'm just getting the message continually to be patient, be calm. Balance is coming in for us, but it is going to take a little bit longer than by Christmas. Like I said, it feels like it's going to be after they're supposed to be sworn in. Thank you so much, Alicia. The energy's really weird, you guys. Like I said, though, I get an overwhelming sense of calmness. All right. Yes, Charlie, we do know that. I just can't say it on YouTube. Yeah, Pete is really good. He's so smart. I think he would be a great Secretary of State, but I do feel like he may be president one day. I definitely feel vice president. Oh, there might be a recount in Colorado 3rd. Oh, that's horrible, Joel. Says Bobert killed neighbor's dog. Wow. Doesn't surprise me though. All right. I think I'm gonna let's end it. This was one that I was kind of very shocked to keep seeing, because for some reason I felt Grassley going down in his race. He had the worst cards when I read on him, and maybe it is health issues and needing to resign. But when I kept on reading on it, he had the worst cards, and I think Franken was running against him, and I just kept on getting that Franken was going to win. It's really kind of it's hard to do a lot of these races individually like that. We do have free will. Energy is always kind of changing and really kind of hard to read from one time at another. But looking at Grassley, I feel like it might be health related. I'm going to use this deck. We'll end on Grassley. Yeah, that might be it, Jan. But like I said, I felt really good about Franken too. And I think there were a couple of states where, they were up to their usual tricks. I'll say that. He's as old as rocks. Yeah, he had to hide under a rock to survive the asteroid that took out the dinosaurs. Yeah, and I do feel Feinstein. I don't know when she's up for re-election. She may retire before that or not choose to run for re-election the next time. Oh, that's interesting. This is really interesting, you guys. With that, if that's when she's up, yeah, it doesn't feel like she's got that much longer in there. I'm definitely getting some heart issues and maybe even throat related too. It's kind of the same area because he does have the Three of Swords above him. There's heartache and loss, and he's also got the heart chakra too, and like some quick movement in the heart, for his future. But I do get the throat chakra as well next to the death card. Death card rarely predicts somebody actually passing, but yeah, some kind of change in the throat. Yeah, and mentally, he's just not all there. He's got that Seven of Cups too, like that clouded energy around him. I get that, obviously he ran because, that ego is still very much in this. Like he cares about power and control and money. But I did have the moving on card happen as I was shuffling, so I don't think Grassley will finish his term if he's not taken out before that, because, like I said, I did not feel he was going to win. So, yeah, his health is really not that great. I mean, I think he's 89, I think somebody just said, so I'm sure he's got quite a few health issues. All right, everyone. Well, I've been on for over an hour, so I'm going to wrap up. Again, if you're watching, please hit that thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm already almost halfway to my next goal of 6,000 subscribers. Once I hit that, I will be giving away another free Reiki session and free reading. So please subscribe if you haven't. Oh, I heard from one of my winners from the 5,000, but Cheryl Ward, if you're watching, you want a free reading. So send me an email, kevinlovingvibrations@gmail.com. Also, Lawyer won on my membership. I do a monthly giveaway for a reading or a Reiki session. So if Lawyer's watching, she won my members free reading. Yeah, and if anybody's interested in a reading or a Reiki session or, some coaching work, send me an email or text message. I have some availability this week and next week. So, all right, everyone. If anything big happens in the next week, I'll try my best to jump on and we can talk some more. I always really enjoy hanging out with you all. So, sending you all a lot of love and blessings, and I will see you all really soon. All right. Take care, everyone.